dance a stand tall. Fire. Souljah Bless CMR life. Yeah. Say. Never backing down at all. Yeah. Say. Rap. Lions dance, tell them man we are not afraid. Fire blaze, where I come from, I say we renegade. It's 96 degrees, yeah, in the friggin' shade. And the streets are blaze, man who have the end of
say my people want peace, so we fight here for freedom. One fist multiplied to a whole coliseum. We out here marching in the streets for a reason. It's CMR, take them off season. Yeah,
it's that King T on a hot beat of a dope track in the studio. Then to the stage, they so amazed, then fire blaze to another show. Prosperity, charity, come together, then world relief. CMR, then world peace, all the things that should be.
Through the mist, I rise like a phoenix. Souljah Bless, roll with Jaja now, and I mean it. Fire, them already see the way how we scheming. CMR to the top floor, no ceiling.
Yeah, top floor need a ring like Illuminati. Chop the beat, sauce it up like some teriyaki. We the gods, we the movement, trendsetter music, teachers of the art, Mr. Miyagi.
We come together, the universe is now unified. So sick of the police and the reasons of their genocide. We march the streets and we feel the mace they spray in our eyes. We fight for freedom and we'll fight until the day we die.
I wake up living, seeing my life. I'm human, but I'm trying to get it right. A movie by the end of the night. I'll do this for the rest of my life. I wake up living, seeing my life. I'm human, but I'm trying to get it right. A movie by the end of the night. I'll do this for the rest of my life.
You know I'll do this for the rest of my life. Yeah, seeing more life. Yeah.
Watch ya, my people stand up for freedom. Find out way out we dealing. Knee on the neck of the demon. We here to clean up the season. Them are wicked without reason, so they got up we keep it. No way for them to creep in. See them all life we mean it.
You can reach on my altitude morning afternoon. Hit let me down at the tune. See them all gone national, factual. No cap beating on my thorax. Here go again, anything go hold that. Just heard it today, it's throwback. Couldn't tell to wave with the flow wet. Doors open ablaze and we gon' win.
For all of my people I'm praying, please get away, I ain't playing. Winning in life I'm just saying, how could you ever betray them? Thinking of all of the times the haters were happy to see us in struggle. Now we on top of the world, we taking their hate and busting their bubble.
I wake up living, seeing my life. I'm human, but I'm trying to get it right. A movie by the end of the night. I'll do this for the rest of my life. I wake up living, seeing my life. I'm human, but I'm trying to get it right. A movie by the end of the night.
Hey, Rescue Rangers.
And then at the end,
The echo.
Hey.
Peace, and more hair grease. Well, all kind of hair grease.
Oh, God.
Peace, and more peace, hair grease. What's going on, everybody, man? We're back for another episode, the Hot Mango Sea Podcast, Season 2, Episode 19. Can you believe that? 19.
Wow.
My name is LaRue, and I'm not here alone. I'm with the Hot Mango Sea crew. To my left, the botanist, Rob Raider.
I'm baked. Yes, I'm so baked.
And them Raiders got baked. No, they won today.
No, they won today. Hey, don't hate.
I got to save that for
Player.
next week. And to my right, the producer, the super producer, Henny Skywalker.
Freak off edition.
The freak off Henny. Surviving Diddy.
Hey, and on the end,
man.
King of all kings, King T.
You already know what time it is. Have no fear. The king is here.
The king is here, and
Here.
if you know, you already know, man. The VI Massive, Souljah Bless. He's out of town right now. He'll be back with us next week, but we're
Big
back,
ups.
man.
Big ups,
I miss
Souljah.
you, brother. We know you'll be back in full effect. Episode 19. What's going on, man? Weekend recap. What did everybody do this weekend? How was your weekend? How's your week?
It was great. It was awesome. This weekend was pretty dope because we got to celebrate my father-in-law's birthday. Shout out to Raul Rivera.
How old did he turn?
I don't even know how old he turned because because the man keeps himself so youthful. You know what I mean?
do.
He's always dancing. He's always staying active, fishing and everything. But it was nice. We had the whole family out there, and then it was the first time my niece Shinyari got to be around all of the wifey's family, and so it was really dope. It was a real good experience. And when they get together, man, there is food.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of just good
Spanish
food. Yeah, good
Puerto Rican
Spanish
cook.
food.
Spanish
Yeah,
cook.
off the chain.
Raul,
off the chain.
hey, happy birthday.
Happy
Birthday.
We don't
birthday.
even know
Happy
how
birthday,
old you are.
Poppy.
You look so good.
Yeah.
Raul messing around to tell us I'm 128. Like, what? Yeah, I'm 128. Like, damn, you
Hey.
look like you 34. But what did y'all do this weekend?
I've been playing GTA.
GTA, what,
Are you back
5?
on GTA?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't have access to 6.
6 is out already?
No.
Oh, okay. There
Next
you go.
year.
Yeah, next year. I've
Allegedly.
been playing,
Next
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I've been playing GTA 5. We just been running some Cayo Pericos and
Yeah. You getting ready, though.
driving around, just
I'm jealous. You
they
getting
put
ready.
the SS Impala in there, the one from All About the Benjamins.
Ooh,
So I had to get
nice.
that. I just been cruising around Los Santos.
I know it's quick, too.
Dang, I miss it now.
Yeah, I'm about to download it. Probably
I gotta get my Xbox back.
Yeah, GTA 6 is coming. It's coming. And,
Yeah.
oh, it's exciting. What about you? What'd you do this weekend?
Caught up or got to watch the Vince McMahon documentary.
I watched it, too.
Yeah,
Hey.
because
Vince
I was a
McMahon
huge
documentary.
It was fire. I'm sorry. I'm
wrestling
so
fan when I was a kid during the Attitude Era.
Right.
And,
Oh, I
all the way
watched
to
that.
about like 2002, 2003.
Yeah, tell him about the Attitude Era. He's talking about the
that was
WWF.
that was when
that was the
anyone
era.
can get it. It was wild. People falling off cages, getting busted open, bloody.
Rest
Chicks.
Owen Hart.
Yeah, Owen Hart. Chicks in bathing suits.
Sage. What's her name? Sable.
Yeah, people get set on fire, and yeah, it was crazy. DX.
Yeah, that's
There,
the suck it, like the dudes that would do that. Like,
Yeah, Shawn Michaels and Triple H. You know what I mean?
so I didn't even know that was an era of the W. Like,
It was
so,
multiple arrows. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
so yo, like Rob, I'm a wrestling fan. I remember.
I used to be. A
So
wrestler,
look, my birthday present, I can't remember what age it was to get pay-per-view to see Hulk Hogan wrestle Ultimate
Hulk Hogan.
Warrior.
yeah. Senior steroid. Yeah.
That was like, no, but look, this was a WrestleMania. This is one of the biggest WrestleManias of all time.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan fighting Ultimate Warrior. And so when you're watching the documentary about
They talk about
Vince
it, yeah.
McMahon, they talk about it of how at this time, right, this is all about marketing and about what the audience is responding to.
Yeah.
So at this time, Hulk Hogan has been reigning supreme for so long that his draw and audience is getting tired of
Yeah,
them and
it's
they
getting
want
old.
something new. And so here comes the Ultimate Warrior, who I was a huge fan of, and all these kids about my age were huge fans of him. And he comes to WrestleMania and he wins on my birthday. You know how lit I was?
But damn, but then you find out, like he's one of the worst wrestlers ever. Like,
Yeah.
Warrior.
Well, I was growing up when Hulk Hogan was dominating.
Yes.
And I was
He was
into
everywhere.
wrestling then. Yeah, Hulk
Movies.
Hogan, who was Andre the Giant, all them the original characters. And I remember, seeing wrestling transform from, just the basics of kind of playing it safe wrestling to all of a sudden they just didn't care.
Yeah,
You
it
got
got crazy.
blood and cheers,
Yeah.
And they
it
had to
just
do
developed
that.
into that.
And you watch the documentary, like because WCW, other competition and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Bro,
but I will
that
say
documentary
this.
is good, though. You
It's
have to watch
so
it.
good.
Hulk Hogan used to be my favorite. I don't like him no more.
I never liked Hogan. Yeah.
I don't like him no more because he's racist,
But
and he's come out with racist statements
But let me tell you, there's
on video.
Hulk Hogan, yeah, and you're right, and he's a Trump supporter. Nothing against that, and whether that doesn't make him racist, but he has said some racist things.
Yeah, he's on video saying.
But in this documentary, you get to dive down and see like
The human part
Hulk
of-
Hogan as a brand, Hulk Hogan as a brand, how that was grown. Like, because when I was a child. Like my adolescence, there were Hulk Hogan pillows, action figures. There were Hulk Hogan hats, shirts. There were Hulk Hogan bandanas. It was
Everything.
It was
Everywhere.
like
Hulkmania.
Hulkamania.
Hulkmania,
Like
yeah.
it was a cash cow, right? And so in this actual documentary, they talk about how they brain, came up with this scheme. How Jim McMahon was behind this. He was behind Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania, all of this, and the merchandise and the pushing the WWE, the WWF, and how at one point, like for him to go to another, Hulk Hogan goes to another wrestling brand, WCW,
to try to sink it,
and they begin to dominate the airwaves. Like this is television at this time. They get to dominate the. I can't find the word, but like the ratings.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, I want to go too far, but that's a great documentary.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I ain't seen it. I ain't seen it yet.
Pretty good, man. I want to see a Macho Man Randy Savage.
He has the best wrestling clips on the internet.
That's the documentary I want to see.
There's one on him. There is one on him. I've seen one.
Is it good? Because if I don't remember it, it wasn't good.
Right. Like, so it's probably not. It's probably one of those YouTube put together where there's just clips and people telling his story. But I'll tell you,
he's one of the most interesting wrestlers ever.
Yeah, bro, Macho Man was
that voice, that energy was just unmatched.
Yeah,
like, Macho Man was super unique.
And Elizabeth was bad back in the day. Like he was like,
damn. Back in the day, Sanders. Yeah, she was
like, he's the champion. He got the girl.
Macho
he was always Hogan's sidekick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll tell you another documentary I watched this weekend. Was the Menendez brothers.
I didn't watch that.
I don't know if y'all seen that.
Oh man, the two brothers,
It's a biopic, Monsters. It's called Monsters.
I've heard like the brothers are mad that a lot of whatever is shown in that show is not true.
Well, one brother is mad at the other because one of the brothers gave most of the guidance, from my understanding, if not all of it.
Oh, for that show.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And the other one's like, that's not how it's supposed how we saw it, how we did it.
Like crazy.
Let me tell you, bro. Like that right there, like I remember that era. I remember the Menendez brothers being on trial and going to jail, being, sentenced. But I never knew how much backstory there was to this.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't even feel like how you have that, you want to tell everything, but then I'm like, no, you have to watch it. Like, I don't even want to spoil it. But it's like,
I heard they some wild boys.
Yeah, like I always thought that they were just like young, rich kids that just acted out and killed their parents, but it was so much deeper. There was their claims of abuse.
Oh, from their parents.
Molestation. Of
broken home.
But on their side, like they're almost like psychopaths. Like they're not.
I mean, that's what happens though. When a kid is abused, when a kid is molested by their parents, eventually there's something clicks in their head that will turn. Not all kids, obviously, but it's not a surprise when that happens if they've been abused by the people that's supposed to love them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not surprising when they feel the only ones that's supposed to save them is the ones that's hurting them the most. Now, who else do they care about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
so
who they go to.
Yeah. But they created the monsters.
But anybody tuned in right now, thank you so much, man. Again, we're the Hot Mango Seed Podcast. We are the platform that drills down to the seed, pulls back the layers on everything related to cryptocurrency, the marijuana industry, the gaming industry, relationships, music, and so much more. Like I said before, man, normally we'd be here joined with the VI Massive, but he's doing his thing. He'll be back with us next week. And it's funny, I was thinking about him, right? Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, like he's all over the place, but he may be in the Virgin Islands, and I seen
maybe.
Yeah, ain't no telling with Bless, man. He's always somewhere in another state, country, place.
/ vacation.
But like, so it's hurricane peak season, right? So, and right at this time, peak season is peaking. And over the last week or so, us in the southeast have been up against Hurricane Helene. So this storm began as an unorganized disturbance in the Gulf of Mexico. Then it formed into a Cat 1. It increased to a Cat 2, a Category 2. And by the time it made landfall in Florida's Big Bend region, it intensified into a Category 4 hurricane with 140 miles per hour winds. Like, that is crazy. And so to this date, this was the strongest hurricane to ever hit this region of Florida, the Big Bend. And just last year, Hurricane Idalia hit this same region and even then that was like breaking records, you know, and we can only imagine now with this one being even stronger, the devastation that is left. But unlike Hurricane Idalia, so Helene, it continued up the northeast onto land. So Idalia, when it came last year, it came up the Gulf and it went across at the Bend, the Florida Big Bend area, and it went into the Atlantic Ocean. But this one went straight up through the land, which makes it even more dangerous. And so it traveled through Georgia, through South Carolina, and it went as far as Virginia. Unfortunately, this took lives and left many people in unimaginable scenarios. You know, they knocked out cell towers. It wiped out power grids. It caused catastrophic flooding. And it completely wiped out homes and communities. You know, and I read those towns were wiped out in North Carolina, right? All the way up to North Carolina. So before we even talk about this, I just want to say our thoughts and our prayers are with people that are affected by Hurricane Helene. You know, us in Orlando, we actually got spared. You know, we were spared. We were spared in most areas, right? Like when I say
comparatively,
spared.
We feel some of that window.
Comparatively spared, though.
Some of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, like, what did y'all feel like when this actually hit? Because this came and hit us, on Wednesday evening?
Yeah, I like, you know, on our side, because I'm probably the furthest east of all of us.
That was Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
We basically got, you know, pockets of heavy rain as always. You know, it comes in its patches, and then we wind up getting a lot of heavy wind. It felt every time it felt like it was going to ramp up, it wound up calming down. So it was never on our side of town, it was never you know, felt where I was. Never felt like it was any real danger going on there. But then I know Henny, you know, she's on the west side, and they get hit the hardest.
Henny can't be rolling.
They don't escape no.
You got hit.
No, Henny said, Henny put in the group chat, something just got dragged down the street.
She sure did. She sure did.
Said something just got snatched up.
Yeah.
And I heard it get dragged down the
I don't know
street.
what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I just heard it, boom, and then I heard it slide. I'm like, okay, well, something getting
Something
dragged.
go.
Yeah, that wind was heavy.
So you experienced winds too?
Yeah.
Okay, you did?
Just our neighborhood just got mostly debris of branches, a bunch of stuff in the middle of the road. A few of my neighbors' trash cans were turned over.
Yeah.
Okay, if they're empty,
that's just about it. And then, and then we lost power for maybe 2 seconds, and then it came back on.
So you did lose
Yeah,
power?
I lost power a couple times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
It come
We
back
didn't
up.
even lose power on my side.
We
We lose power in bad regular storms that are bad. We didn't lose power this time.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
See, and that's like even Tyler. I talked to Tyler. He's in Savannah. They lost power.
Yeah.
He's been without power. He's probably still without power.
Really?
But
sucks.
yeah. So like what they were saying, I was reading like these. So you got to understand, right? Like Florida, when you look at Florida, we are prepared for hurricanes. They build buildings with the thought of hurricanes in their mind.
I don't think they do.
No.
Maybe
They supposed to.
more than they would, right?
More than they would in other
Right,
states.
right.
Yeah.
The point I'm making is more than in other states. So they think, you know, here in Florida, they consider flooding. We're surrounded by water. They consider hurricanes, high winds, and all of this. So they build properties according to this and probably inspected to a certain, you know, measurement for this. So when this kind of stuff happens in other places like Georgia, like North Carolina, South Carolina, like this can be catastrophic. And that's kind of what happened, right? Like,
Yeah, they weren't ready. They weren't ready at all.
like they were.
Even you know, I know you said it went all the way up to Virginia.
Yeah.
My mom's in Kentucky, and they were getting like heavy hit up there with the rains, like stuff that they're not used to.
Yeah.
The amount of rain that they were getting, and I was shocked because I'm like, at first everyone's calling, checking on me, and before I know it, I'm in the family group chat, and they're like, "Yeah, you guys okay over there?" I'm like, "What do you mean? Are y'all okay? Like, what's going on up there?" I did not know that it was going to affect that far up north. That's insane.
Oh, yeah, it's bad. That was a bad storm. And like Asheville,
Asheville
Yeah.
wiped out.
completely wiped.
Yeah.
Asheville.
I had friends there. And I hadn't even really thought about that because I didn't think it was going to affect that area. But I know my friend was on vacation and was up there and got engaged. Congratulations, Lima.
Congratulations.
But while they were up there, I just realized, like in the news, it said Asheville, and I saw it. It was like you can only see the tops of buildings. I was like, oh, shit, let me text her and make sure she's good. And she was like, she's camped out in the airport because they waiting for flights to start so that she can actually come home. I was like, bruh.
I saw
wild.
a video of that from Asheville.
Yeah.
Of a house floating down. It ain't even down river. It's just down the neighborhood. It was floating down.
Yeah.
There was so much water going by. You couldn't tell if it was just the neighborhood or it looked like neighborhood because it was going by other houses.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah,
You got a mobile home now.
Dude, the videos were just incredible. Like I couldn't believe that. Like I'm watching, I'm hearing people like literally cry as they're panning a video into their house in their living room and their bedroom, and it's just water like to the ankles, right? All of their stuff ruined.
Yeah. Did you see the newscaster
Businesses.
that saved somebody?
Oh, I
You saw
I didn't
that?
click on the video, but I seen.
This dude was shooting a newscast, and behind him was a lady stuck in a vehicle in the middle of the water, and she starts screaming, and he pauses his newscast, goes out and rescues her,
Wow.
and is doing the cast as he's bringing her back in.
I didn't see that.
And he did it so like it was just that's what
nonchalant.
like it didn't look like he was trying to get any kind of superhero-ness out of it, but literally looked like a superhero saving this lady while he was trying to let the world know what was going on.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Man, that's wild. Yeah, but just know that area got demolished, and check on your people, man. You know, they might not be able to get back to you right away, but make sure you check on your people, man. And
I tried.
yeah,
I called Tyrell, but he ain't picked the phone up.
Answer the phone.
But yeah,
You good?
once again, man, our thoughts and prayers are with everybody who is in the path of this, and this is also not a time to rest because there is another storm that's right behind this. There's one that's almost identical to how Helene was formed and how Helene came up from the Gulf. They can't tell which way or direction, like that it might be the same path, but it might be the same path, unfortunately. And it has all of the components that we talk about here on this show that form of hurricane, warm waters, the right temperature, our air pressure. Yeah, like these kind of things. That's why Helene went from a Cat 1 all the way to a Cat 4. So all I'm trying to say really in summary is be prepared, stay alert, stay alive, and keep a lookout. So on a lighter note, how far would you go to save your pet? No, serious question. Like, I don't have a pet. I've had pets. I've had a dog. I'm allergic to cats. I'm allergic to dogs.
Yeah.
Too. But how far would you go to save your pet? Like, would you run into a burning house
Depends.
for your pet?
Just depends.
Depends on what.
The animal.
So if it's your dog,
Oh yeah, I would probably. If it's a husky, I don't know.
He said probably, but you got a husky. You got a husky. What you mean if it's a husky? You don't know.
judging the dog on its breed, if it's worthy of.
Yeah, because I don't know. Huskies are little assholes. I love dogs, but man, dealing with huskies,
He
man.
said I would save it, but if it's a husky
ass.
and he got a husky,
But just overgeneralize it. Yeah, I'll run into like a
You
building.
run.
Yeah.
What about y'all? Would you run into a burning?
yeah,
building for your
man.
dog?
Like real talk. We got the 2 dogs, not a couple months, or actually how long we had them? Probably about 7 months now.
Yeah.
And they grown on us, man. Them's family right there. Hal and Apollo, shout out Hal and Apollo. These are dogs,
you
but
shouted out hollow at Apollo.
hey, but they become like family. You know what I mean? So
Yes, they are pretty much.
I
They are.
I can't let them be in that burning house or burning building without at least attempting.
Sorry, I feel like Dee's gonna be like, hey, and she gonna pan the camera.
She probably
to hollow, bro.
I let
But
them hear
go
the
ahead.
shout out. But yeah, no,
So
I
you
would
would.
definitely try to go in and save them. However, it wouldn't be with the same intensity as if I would go in to save my kids.
Yeah.
Because if my
Wait
kids
a minute. So you say you're gonna go half like effort?
No. Look.
Come on.
What I'm saying is,
Come
if
on.
it's my kids in that building, I'll run through the fire.
Okay.
and take the burns to get them out of there. If it's a dog in there,
And then the fire just started.
I might, yeah, and the fire just started and it ain't expanded.
No, I'm talking about the house is blazing. There are pieces of the house coming down.
If I think I can get in there and get them fast enough, I go
You
get
know
them.
that it is risky, and you can hear your dog barking in there. Are you going in that house to get your pet?
Oh, yeah, for sure. From just off emotion, probably, yeah. Just like, oh, that's my little nigga right there. I gotta go. I gotta go in. I gotta at least try. You know, but
Henny.
What?
You saving the
your
Henny
pets
ain't
do
been
become
paying
family,
attention.
so
you
you
saving
going
the
in
dog?
the
You
house?
saving your pet?
No, I'm not going in there. My dog don't know how to get out.
especially if it's a husky, it's getting out.
A husky
If
will
it's a
get
husky,
out.
It's getting out.
A husky will get out. They are escape
that's why I'm not going
artists.
to the fire if it's a husky. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's getting out.
How is a husky? He will get out. There's no question about that.
Yeah, they know how
I'm
to
not
get out
gonna get no
anything.
dog that can't fend for themselves. My dog don't know how to get out the house.
It's a Henny dog. It's the Henny type dog.
Yeah, give me a pit. That pit gonna see the fire and come get me, and we gone. We not.
So the dog's already gonna be next to you. Like
The dog is the rescue animal.
Yeah, the dog's a rescue animal itself.
Dog gonna come wake me up.
so tell me.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
comedy.
Dog's an ex-Navy SEAL.
So that's a burning house. Would you walk out to a ledge to get your dog? Let's say your pet. Let's say there's a ledge. It's super high. Your pet is stuck on something. You need to walk out there and get him. Are you walking out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll walk out and get him.
yeah. I'll go to the ledge.
Yeah.
No.
I'll go to the ledge.
I find some way to tie myself off to something or have an anchor.
So
But I
I'm talking
definitely go
about,
get
okay,
him.
think about like Mission Impossible, and he's scaling the building like outside the window, and you got to get your pet right there, and you're going. Are you walking out there?
How high is the ledge?
It's like 48 feet.
No,
I can do
Oh,
48
that's
feet.
not that
I
crazy.
break a leg or two.
48 floors.
That's up there, but
Yeah,
ain't
yeah.
doing
You
that.
break a leg or two.
Wait a minute. Rob said that's not that crazy.
Not
48
crazy.
Die.
floors.
yeah.
You said 48 floors. No, you
Oh,
died.
you said 48 floors.
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah.
What'd you say? I meant not
48
48 feet,
Yeah.
48 floors.
Now that's a different
no.
story.
Yeah, because you said
Yeah,
48 feet at
48
first.
Yeah. Bring it
That's
back.
not that crazy.
Bring it back. 48 floors.
Uh-huh.
Like Mission Impossible. Where are you scaling there
Nope.
to get your.
Nope.
No.
I'm coaching them.
I'm like, yo, set the trampoline downstairs, whatever. I'm have somebody poke him with a stick. Get him get off the ledge.
So, John,
Rob go make him jump. What about you,
We're not
Rue?
doing that.
You
You
gonna
take
force him
Rue.
off? Yeah.
You rescuing him in the burning house?
Listen. I don't own a pet, so I don't need nobody to judge me. I'm like Henny. If you ain't out here with me,
That's it.
like there's only so much I can do.
for real.
Yeah.
We don't
you're-
both need to
no.
die
On the
from
ledge.
smoke inhalation.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially on the ledge.
Like I would have probably checked for my dog and called. I would at least if I called for you and you didn't come.
Goodness gracious, y'all pets is doomed.
So look on a ledge,
Yeah.
my dude.
No, we were doing for getting such a dumb pet for going out on the ledge. Like, what are you doing?
So last okay. So if you're let's say you're at the Springs, right?
no.
And you're playing around, you're barbecuing, and your dog jumps in the water, and there's a gator, and the gator is
that's
right by
tricky.
your dog. Are you gonna jump in to save? The gator grabs your dog. Are you gonna jump in to pull the dog out of the gator?
Yeah, hell yeah. Walk that gator down, bro.
So you jumping in there
Yeah,
That's
without
tricky.
a doubt, even if it's a big gator.
yeah. I'm gonna walk that gator down.
That's
know what
from
that mean,
Florida.
right?
I don't, because I'm not Florida.
Shoot right between the eyes.
Yeah, you damn right.
in the eyes.
Yeah, right between the yeah.
So
right
are
between the
y'all-
eyes.
Walking
y'all-
that gator down, bro.
Henny's going to get it. Are you going? To
Yeah,
get
I'm
your-
going in.
Hell yeah.
I'm coming out with some new
Yeah,
boots.
If I got a gun, yeah.
I'm coming out with some new boots.
Yeah.
You
If I
don't
ain't got a gun,
See, I'm sorry.
We're gonna be barbecuing
R.I.P.
gator this weekend.
Yeah, for real, for real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hell
yeah.
I'm.
Gator's good too.
I don't know.
Delicious.
It is.
I don't know if this makes me a wrong person, but
You ain't rescuing none of
I'm
them
not.
animals.
I'm not. That's why I don't have pets. That's why I don't have
Too much
pets.
responsibilities.
Not that, but just like why'd you jump in the water? Like
You
that's.
don't want the
I'm-
liability.
No, I mean depends on. Okay, depends kind of how it was, right? Like, and I don't know what I would do. My adrenaline would do in that scenario.
Yeah.
Your
Hopefully
emotion.
not
yeah.
jumping there without a blick.
Yeah, because that's a
So,
gator.
if you didn't have one and the gator got your dog, are you?
I'm gonna have one.
But
I'm gonna have
gator.
one.
I can't do this. Now,
And you gotta have a dog that understands how to escape.
so how about save your dog or your pet from a bear?
Yeah. Same
crazy.
circumstance.
Possible, yeah, it's possible because most bears are scared of humans.
And DeSantis passed a law where we can pop black bears.
See,
You
you pop a
doggone
black
right.
bear, and they keep coming at you. Then what?
They getting popped.
Both in the eyes.
I have really good bullets.
Hollow tips. Make your body do a.
I got the best bullets.
Yeah.
The best.
Look,
So
let me tell you about a bear.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna try my best to scare that bear. But if that bear starts swinging at me and I ain't got no weapon,
Uh-huh.
You better run.
I hope my dog can run.
Yeah.
Cause the bear claws itself can rip your whole body up.
Yeah, and one
Right
swipe.
over.
Just by one swipe can rip your whole chest open.
Can't let it get too
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. Jump kick it in the chest.
But I'm gonna try it, scare it though.
So look, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be real. This is again why I don't have pets, and it's nothing against people who have pets.
You have something against nature.
I don't mess with nature.
Okay.
If I mess with nature, I would be in the woods,
Nature's dope.
No, you wouldn't.
and I
Nature's
still
dope.
wouldn't. So she knows.
Yeah.
Still,
Somebody asked me to go on a camping trip with them. I was like, yeah, no. No. I've been camping before.
no, but look, if you said, sorry,
We should go camping. We should do that.
Hell
I'm gonna go
no.
see you camping.
I'm a glamper.
Lava Day camp.
But look,
experience.
if you
A
said
glamper.
yes, but
New
look,
term activated.
He's a glamper.
but like what I'm referring to, right? I know these guys have already seen a video, but there's this video, right, of this lady. And matter of fact, can one of y'all put the video in the chat group? I don't know if you're able to, or just Google search "lady saves her pet from a bear." I think it's an old video.
Yeah,
group chat,
like a
didn't you?
year old.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen the video is of this lady. And again, this is from years ago. It was new to me when I seen it, so it's new. But this lady is it's not about a lady, but it's a bear. Her cub is on a fence. Her cub is on a fence, and a dog is barking at her cubs. The mama bear comes up on the fence, and the mama bear starts swinging at the dogs. Then the bigger dog comes out and starts barking. You haven't seen this, huh?
Seen it,
So then you did? Oh, so then another dog comes, and the mama bear's getting more aggressive. It's swinging at the bear, at the dogs. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
And so then a smaller dog comes out. I don't know what he was trying to do.
The most gangster one.
He was and that bear. I feel like the bear snatched up the little dog, and then a lady came out,
Out of nowhere.
and then she like
With
ran
the
up on the bear like she was just ready to go. It was two mamas, in a sense.
She came out like a
Yeah,
linebacker. That's what she did.
But
She really did. She ran off with that dog like she was about to get a touch.
right,
Fumble it.
but the bear backed down. Like, are you going that far for your dog?
Yo, the way she went at that bear, I would back down if I was the bear. She came full speed, no holds bar,
Yeah.
and slammed into that bear, knocked him off of that ledge. And I'm like, yo, if something ran up on you that hard and you didn't see it coming,
Yeah.
you're going to turn around and go the other way. And that's exactly what that bear
Wow,
did.
man.
That's exactly what it did.
I just couldn't imagine. Like, I have this fear. I've went down the rabbit hole of watching bear attacks. Don't ever do it. Don't ever do it. It was a dark
Especially
day.
with polar bears. Don't ever watch ones with polar bears.
Or cocaine bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, cocaine.
Or
bears,
cocaine
yeah.
bear.
That was a good movie.
But actual
That was a good movie,
real
yeah.
polar bears is like the scariest ones to deal with when it comes to getting hunted by a bear.
Yeah.
That's the one you do not want to get hunted by.
Ain't they one of the
Get hunted by
biggest ones?
none.
But none of them. But like, if you get into a situation, make sure that if you're around a polar bear, if you're near the area of one, make sure you have a
Ooh,
lot of weapons.
Did you know about the hybrids
Nah.
in Alaska?
Oh, the
told us
Browns.
about
The,
these
They have the grizzly, I think, polar bear hybrids, and they're huge.
Oh, crazy.
I'm good
That's
on Alaska.
even worse. That's even worse. Yeah, stay out of Alaska.
I'm
then.
all the way good on Alaska.
Yeah, either way,
polar bear.
like bears are one of my biggest fears. I don't know about you. Like I know we all have our fears, but for me, I'll just tell you flat out: bears and cougars.
Cougars, really?
Cougars, cats, like big cats, like those are the two that I don't want to run into in the forest because I feel like even if I was defending myself and fired a weapon, they would still keep coming.
What about panthers?
I mean, that's in the cat family, the big cat family.
Big cat.
But either
But it's
way,
still
like,
small. Yeah.
but either way, like seeing this woman, like her bravery for one is amazing. Like
She crazy.
like that's that adrenaline, right? Like if that was a kid, I can imagine me doing that if that was my kid.
Yeah.
some huge
Definitely if it was a
cojones.
kid.
Yeah.
She looked like somebody's mama though.
She did.
She was dressed like somebody's
Yeah,
mama.
she
Then she had a
a
robe on or
bathrobe.
something.
Yeah,
she had the bathrobe
yeah.
and
She
the,
ran that dog.
Like she
in,
was just
bro.
doing her hair. And
she was doing her hair. She had the curlers in her hair. She
Just looked like
yo.
just ran after
Yeah.
him.
She looked
Yeah,
like that
I can
mama,
imagine.
like the mama you do not mess with. That's what she looked like
She
coming
about
out
to
that
put her
house.
face on, saw her little dog getting attacked. She's like, "Not Francis, not today."
Not Francis. I just got his shots. No, but like I just thought like that video was funny. I was like, man, the bravery. I just don't know if I have it in me. I don't know if I should be a pet owner. I don't.
We got to get Rue a dog.
I mean, if you had a bat in there, like the door before you ran out, came out, slug it right to the dome, that bear's not coming back.
I feel like it turned for me like when I seen like I had a fish and it was upside down. I was just sitting there looking at it. I feel like my mom should have put me in therapy about this.
About bears? For real? Have you had experience with a bear or no?
What in the world?
Have you had any experience with a bear?
No,
No, not at
I've
all.
seen
I
one
wish
bear.
Souljah was here for that bear story when he was on set
Oh,
and that bear was under
He's
the
told me
tarp.
before, I think.
Yeah.
see that like that kind of panic. Just
Yeah.
thinking if I was Souljah Bless in that. To come face to face, that's way too close.
You came close to a
I
small
came
one.
Yeah,
face to
small
face
one.
with a bear one time. I went right back in the house.
I remember you
Oh,
said
that's
that.
right. You said that, yo.
Yeah, that's
No,
a
no.
smart way to do that. Yeah.
I saw, but speaking of nature though, outside of bears, I saw a video. Was it yesterday, where a lady was recording from inside her house through a screen door, and it was what looked like a cougar standing at the screen door, and next to the cougar was her dead cat. The cougar ran up, killed the cat, and it was waiting on her to open the door.
Nah, bro. That's all I wore.
Came
right
back
there.
later too.
Oh yeah, see,
Yeah, came
That's
back
all
that
I
night.
wore. See that cougar's not. We're not cool at all.
yeah.
Anything like me and that cougar now are enemies.
Oh, it's on site.
You killed my pet.
It's on
and then
site,
Looked
yeah.
at me like, yeah, you're dangerous.
Yeah.
Get a
Came
shot.
back and looked at you again too.
Yeah, that cougar looked
Her
like.
husband was
Get a
on-
rifle.
That cougar
If I'm
ain't
living in an
kidding.
area like that, I gotta have a rifle.
Got to.
Oh yeah, if you out in the country and you ain't got no weapons, you is
Gotta have a rifle.
Shotgun.
setting yourself up,
Yeah,
especially in
shotgun,
Florida.
So yo, I want to segue right now, right, and talk about something that's on the sensitive side. So I wanted to talk about the execution of Marcellus Williams. So yeah, this is a very sad story and it's a hurtful story to hear. So first off, beware, this is triggering. So Marcellus Williams, if you're not familiar, who I'll refer to as Mr. Williams, was executed last week by the state of Missouri for the murder of Leisha Gale in 1998. The story is this. So Lisa Gale was in the shower in St. Louis, Missouri, when allegedly Mr. Williams broke into her house and stabbed her 43 times with a butcher knife and then burglarized her home. So if you've seen the headlines of Marcellus Williams and them saying that they didn't have the DNA and all these different things, I did the research and I want to clear up everything for you to fully understand. So what makes this a high profile case and why you're seeing it so much is for a couple of reasons. So the DNA that was found at the murder scene was not Mr. Williams. The DNA that they found were fingerprints and hair particles that belonged to detectives that worked the scene of that murder. The evidence tying Mr. Williams to the crime were actually the stolen items and then witness testimonies from his girlfriend or whatever else in their evidence, because I wasn't there. I don't know what they have. That's one aspect. Two, Mr. Williams' family, Lisa Gale's family, the woman who was murdered, and the DA and more all agreed before his execution that he should be moved to a life sentence. They all felt that this would better suit this case rather than the death penalty. That's another what makes this a high-profile case. And last, the jury. The jury was handpicked for this case, and it was biased. There was only one black person, one black juror, and the judge actually excluded 6 potential black jurors before the thing that went to trial and got weighed. So there's so many other details about this case. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm an expert or any of us are, but what I've learned is, because I came into this blind, I can't speak for all of us, but I came into it blind. I was like, what? Like a man got executed and they didn't have his DNA. Like, this is crazy. From what I've read, I do think that he did murder the woman. And that the case, like the scene was mishandled. That's why you hear so much about this DNA. They didn't even have his DNA. But the thing is, this was 1998. This isn't now, where things are a lot more.
That's still no excuse for sloppy police.
Yeah,
I think that, and I don't know if he did it or not, but what I do see is the same DA's office that got him to, that got him, charged for it, for them to change their mind and say they said it could not have been him, the DA's office. So I don't, I heard he, witness and all this other stuff. But the same people that locked him up, the same DA's office was the same one that turned around and said, based on what we found out now, it cannot be him. If the people that prosecuted you all of a sudden are saying, well, based on everything we see, it couldn't have been him, and the evidence that we had wasn't I won't say admissible, but wasn't like solid information. They basically got him to locked away on evidence that wasn't solid evidence, and then to find out the DNA wasn't proper. But you're thinking about back in 1989 as a black man, and they're telling you, I'm going to give you life. Either you admit it or you're going to, or you're going to die, kind of things. And I've been in that situation where not on a murder charge. But I've been in that situation where even the public pretender was telling me, no, just take a plea deal.
Right.
Just take a plea deal. And I'm like, well, what do they have solid on me? And it doesn't matter. They're going to get you. Take a plea deal.
I'm trying to pressure.
You know what I mean? Putting pressure on me for stuff that they didn't have proof on. And so, I can just imagine being him in 89.
98.
98.
Yeah.
98.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Being told, you either take what we give you or else it's going to be worse than what you got.
So this is the thing, right? This is what made me kind of sway my opinion on this. So according to what I read in research is his girlfriend. So Marcellus, Mr. Williams goes in or the person who went into this house burglarized this house. They stole the woman's purse. They stole some other items. And according to what I read is that Mr. Williams' girlfriend described the items that were stolen and saying she was asking him, where did you get this stuff? So I think that she has a testimony, as well as there's an inmate that was in jail, allegedly in jail, because I don't know if any of this is like 100%, but it's a good source. But somebody in jail has said that he confessed to the murder to him in prison.
That's not going to work.
None of that is still stable enough. But from what I understand is like the fight before this execution, because it was reprieved 2 times, which means it was postponed. Once in 2015, another time in 2017 for his execution. So what they have been trying to fight for was life in prison over execution. So when I see that, I believe that he was willing to just do life. So maybe he was guilty of it, but I still don't know.
So I saw an interview of the actual attorney.
Okay.
That's on his side.
Yeah.
And the reporter asked him, why would he be willing to
do
take a
life.
life sentence if he didn't do it?
Yeah.
Because he was going to plead to lesser charges, right? And he said the only reason why we did that is because they had started moving up they started locking in that death penalty date. And once they locked it in, it was one of those, our only chance is to go for a lesser charge, which
That
would
way
give
we
him
can
time
prolong
to
it, yeah.
prove that he was actually innocent. That's the only reason why he
makes
was willing to
sense.
take it. Because if not, it would just been like, okay, you take the death penalty, it's done. So they're like, okay, we thought that we had a chance. Now, when you mentioned something about the witness, I thought you were going to say like his girlfriend at home before he got locked up was the one saying it. Anybody in prison all of a sudden saying that you said you did something, what do you think they doing that for?
Yeah.
To get out.
To get out.
To get
yeah,
a
that's-
lesser charge. So whoever it was that said that he told him that in prison, that's not going to work.
But either way, like I see it as this, like there are people who have done way less time. There's people who have been able to live a whole nother life after a murder.
After murder, yeah.
After burglarized murder. I think that this is again like just another glimpse of the white supremacist construction of still our judicial system, right? Like
Justice.
yeah, it's like 2024, like still like this life is not like
America's not
treated
for
as
us.
yeah, like this you're just so quick to execute a life when you don't even have all the I's dotted, the T's crossed, and you're just willing to go on a gut feeling or whatever.
You know who sealed his fate, right?
Yeah.
The Supreme Court justices that Trump helped put 3 of them in their spots.
That's who
Them same one. When people say our vote don't matter,
yeah.
that vote is what got that man killed.
That like there were so many people that were not like on board for this, and the Supreme was the determining factor.
No.
That's why this got delayed for so long. It got reprived in 2015, again reprived in 2017 because everybody was saying they don't have everything. So rest in peace. Like I don't know how to feel about it because I don't really know what happened, but I just know that I want to see us do better.
I tell you what I feel. And like you said in the beginning, this is one of those trigger conversations. What I feel is there's another black man that got injustice.
Yeah.
And a lot of us feel like we can't make a difference to make any changes and it doesn't matter. But just imagine if that was you sitting there on death row for a crime that you didn't commit, where they have proof, where they can honestly say your DNA, no proof for a fact other than some other dude in a jail cell trying to get out saying that you's the one that did it. Just imagine that being you. We are living in those days where they still take advantage of that system to take us out of the picture.
Yeah,
You
it
know what I
never
mean?
stopped. It just
And
evolved.
if he did it, then he got what he deserved. But based on the victim's family said let him go.
Yep.
The
They said life.
the DA's office that locked him up said he could not have done it. But then you get to the governors and the people that have the power in that state, and they're like, nope, he did it. Get to the Supreme Court. All of them is all about gun rights, and everyone should have a gun in their home, and no abortion. They're all MAGAs. 6 MAGAs, 3 that are not, and they're the ones making the decision for this black man's life.
It's
Sick.
It's sick,
Especially
man.
when there's proof that it wasn't him. Like that really makes me mad.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I got 2 sons.
Yeah.
Hey man, and let us
Yeah.
segue into what's next, man. The election. But before we do that, hey, if you're still tuned in, thank you so much. You are rocking with the Hot Mango C podcast, man. Follow us on our social media platforms. We're on Instagram, on MySpace. Did I say MySpace?
MySpace. Yeah, check us out on MySpace, Black Planet, Mi Gente.
TikTok, mi gente. Yeah, man, check us out, man. And then also, we're on the lookout for sponsorships, man, for partnerships, to align our brand with yours, man. And interestingly saying that, man, we're just gonna test out this new brand, man. So here in Orlando, Florida, and Florida alone, we are 37 days away from the presidential election, man.
Yes.
Can I get a golf
Yes.
So,
yes.
all
Can't
of us
wait.
For all of us here in Florida, this is an election that includes Amendment 3. So, which would allow Floridians aged 21 years and above to possess, purchase, or use marijuana products and, and marijuana accessories for non-medical personal consumption by smoking, consuming, or otherwise.
But still federally illegal.
But still federally illegal.
That's being changed. That's being changed.
But you know, there's so much things going on here in Central Florida. You know, for one, High 9. We're actually gonna test out one of their liquid.
Shouts out to High 9.
Yeah, shouts out to High 9.
Ooh, we got the white cups.
Yeah, we're gonna test out one of their.
Don't ask me what's in my cup.
Yes.
What's in my cup? What's in my cup?
We're gonna test out one of their. Yeah, actually, let me see it.
Smell kind of weedy.
Yeah, so check this out, man. High 9. This is their blackberry, right? So it says here, it's gonna help you to relax. It's 10 milligrams of Delta 9 THC. It helps hydrate with coconut water. It revitalizes your vitamins, right? Yeah, the ingredients: blackberry juice concentrate, blackberry extract, full spectrum hemp honey. So yeah, like our buddy Scott was telling us, so this is the Delta 9 mixed with honey. And it contains a hemp-derived Delta 9 THC that's mixed with coconut water powder, Grand Fusion powder, organic fruits, orange, banana, papaya. I did not like papaya.
I love
Papaya's good.
papaya.
Papaya delicious.
I might be the only one.
Yeah, I would market this to gym nuts who wants to work. Yeah, because if you're high, you feel better working out anyway.
Y'all taste it? How's it taste?
I like it.
Smooth.
It's got a nice taste to it, nice flavor, smooth.
Settles in real good.
You got the cup.
Really
No,
good.
I'm not drinking that.
Nice on the palate.
We can split her cup.
Oh, my bad. I'll drink yours. But yeah, this is shout out to High 9.
Oh yeah.
Shout out High 9.
It tastes great. It tastes beautiful. I love the can. It's silk. I love the
Tangy,
the
smooth.
packaging. You can see it there in the back too. So shout out to y'all.
Yes.
But yeah, man, like I was saying, so Amendment 3, 37 days away from the presidential election. Thank you, Henny.
Give me some of that.
Remember, I called it 2025. It's gonna be legal.
Ooh. So let me continue, right? So for this to pass, we've mentioned this before, it needs 60% of votes, 60% yeses, right? So this also will authorize medical marijuana treatment centers. Like if Amendment 3 passes, it'll authorize medical marijuana treatment centers and MOSs, which I learned today, multi-state operators. These are cannabis companies. This will also allow them to set up here in Florida. And right now, our state is dominated by MOSs. These are the big wigs like Curaleaf, True Leaf.
Vertical licensing, basically.
Yeah.
So it's going to be impossible for any of the little people unless you have $1 million minimum sitting in your bank account. If you don't have $1 million, you're not. And plus, it's a vertical licenses, so all the licensing goes to the big players first, and then trickles down. If you have the money to get, then go ahead. But pretty much a good amount of the licenses already been bought out by True Leave and
that's interesting, right? Because you would think, right, at least for me, what I would think. So let me rewind. I've said this before. I'm from Washington State. I was alive and living and voting. I voted for the recreational use of marijuana. I voted for medical use in Washington State. Then I voted for recreational use in Washington State. And I got to see this whole process happen. So this, for me, is like a blast from the past because I'm watching everything happen the same way. But the different thing that I see now is, so when Washington State went legal, Colorado was first and then Washington State. Now, you know, it's like Florida's down the line of like 20 other states have already done this. Yeah. So there's already a process. There's already the vultures, not the vultures, but the, you know, the ones who already have their game, their process in place that can pounce and like, no, your state hasn't done this before. We know how to do it. We'll come in. So that's what's happening. These MOSs, multi-state operators, they're already ready to pounce into Florida. And that's the problem that have other people ready to push back because they don't want to see these big corporations come into Florida and just start making, because it's going to make so much money. Like, so again, dialing back, I lived in Washington State. I watched overnight millionaires become
easily billionaires,
become
hundreds of millions.
Multi-successful, multi-millionaires, to where there was a lottery pick. It was a lottery pick for a license because they weren't going to just open this up to the rich, to the wealthy. They made this fair and square as far as
Florida ain't
if you
fair.
have, you still have to have.
I think for the lottery pick, only like three or five people got that license. Or something like that.
So there was a lottery picked for who can do it, right?
They
so
won't do that here.
They're not gonna do it, and that's what's weird, right? It's like when you think about it, this will be a huge opportunity. Like, let me tell you, Florida, since the time I've lived here, and the first time moving here in 2011, has never been short of weed.
Never.
It ain't never gonna be.
It has been a booming business. I don't know who it's coming from or whatnot.
$billion industry.
There's never been a shortage of weed. How there's not local people running that and not getting a piece of that pie blows my mind.
I'll be real with you. Is the Santos and the Republicans? They want a piece of everything, and if you ain't playing if you ain't playing on their path, you don't get a piece of nothing, right?
Course
and on top of that,
on
top of that, they don't even DeSantis doesn't even want it legal here in Florida
because of the smell.
He is actually part of a group that is trying to fight against it and make it, and doesn't even want it to be medically legal. You know what I mean? So it's right now it's a battle going on.
Too late.
It's going to get legalized. Like Florida,
process,
I'm shocked it didn't get legal before.
Too many old people.
But now a lot of them old people, because of people like John Morgan, a lot of them old people are coming out the closet on they smoking.
So this is so look, the only reason that it hasn't been legal and the only reason why it's gonna be delayed, because I know that, and we talked about this before, a lot of people are gonna think Amendment 3 passes, gets enough yeses, let's say it gets 68% yeses, it passes. In an ideal world, 6 months later, we would be able to go across the street and go into a dispensary and buy weed. You just have to show your ID. That's how the recreational
go to Wawa or
move.
7-Eleven and get a pack.
It won't be like that.
No,
That'll be nice.
we talking about they had it in the racetrack. Racetrack is about these corporations can set deals and other contracts with other local franchises or other franchises. So racetrack was. This year was supposed to get marijuana inside of racetrack.
In Seattle,
So-
was it
Yeah.
just the dispensary?
So
Yeah, get that Wawa's out.
So in
That-
Seattle,
that
how
Wawa
this
pack.
worked were there were just dispensaries. There were dispensaries popping up left and right. Some of them started to get like, shout out to Uncle Ike's. Uncle Ike's is the dispensary that I seen the first one pop up. And then a couple years later down the road, it has one on this side of town. That side of town starts to franchise. But for the most part, they're just kind of like, if you think of a corner store, right? Not like a 7-Eleven or Speedway, but like a Mike's Mart. Like there's just a whole bunch of those.
Bodega style.
I was about to say dispensaries now your bodega.
So to where you have that license to do it. But the thing that I see here, I lost my whole train of thought.
They're popping up all over the place.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I lost my whole train of thought. I was going somewhere.
It's like 5 or 6 dispensaries next to my house.
Well, I know right now.
There's a dispensary literally on the same lot as Full Sail. There's a dispensary there.
Yeah.
I was like, when they do this?
So this is the thing, right? So like I was looking at this chart. So there are 603 medical dispensaries in Florida total. Like 62% of the market belongs to these out-of-state companies. Curaleaf, what's the other one? True Leaf.
Yeah.
So these are the ones who are operating. So like I'm back. The why it's been delayed and why it's probably not gonna be like Amendment 3 passes and then 6 months later we're buying weed. No, it's probably going to be delayed like a year or even 2 years because of the terminology, because of the wording, the jargon. Like it's not, everybody is not agreeing with it. There's not enough. Like it was on the ballot in 2020, but it did not pass across the Senate because the wording was too brief. There wasn't enough wording in the contract, like the in the amendment that would make everybody feel like every I is dotted and T's are crossed or whatever. So that's why 2024 now they revised it, and we've said this now multiple times, but they
on the ballot though. It just didn't get enough votes.
Yeah.
no, it wasn't on the ballot in 2020.
It was a percentage thing.
No, it was gonna be on the
No,
ballot.
okay.
It was posed, but then
They were voting
it was
for it.
4-2. Like the Senate shot it down and said that you need to go back and the wording needs to be more clear.
Republicans.
So that's why
And then the following
it
year,
wasn't
they
on.
get the percentage.
So they revised the wording now in 2024, and it got passed. So now it's going to be on the ballot. And the thing is like it still has to go through more loopholes for it to like just happen. Like even if it's voted yes, they still have to get agreement from other peoples or whatnot. So they're saying this could go up to like 2 years. They're saying like medical marijuana, when it got passed in Florida, that was 2016, and it wasn't until years later, like a couple years later, that you can actually now go and buy marijuana with a medical card.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how we could speed
That's
the process up. The process can be sped up if you vote. And when I say vote, I mean let's vote these Republicans out of our Congress, out of the seats in power in Florida. This is one of the first times in a long time where Florida is actually looking like the possible of turning not just the the Senate seats blue, but I'm talking about Florida, period.
Yeah.
Turning blue. And if that happens, those laws get passed way faster. Because even Trump already came out and said that he's for legalization of marijuana.
I was going to ask you, what'd you think about that?
I mean, I hate Trump, but
He let you
no,
light up. He
hate
let
is
you
such
light
a
up
strong
legally.
word. I dislike him passionately. But with that being said, I don't really care about how I feel about him, other than the fact that if he says jump on one leg, MAGAs jump on one leg. And he's come out and already said that he is all for the legalization of marijuana, which means that knocks out a good portion of the Republican side. There's still a bunch of them against it.
I guarantee he has a farm.
So with the Democrats already for it, now MAGA base, some of them are going to start going just because he said, whether or not they even care. It's all because he said, right? And all our battle here in Florida is DeSantis and his people.
Yeah.
That's what our battle is. We can knock them out. Things will speed up way faster.
There's a lot of pushback, and again, I think it all comes down to the terminology. So there's like
It's money.
They're
It's not
saying
terminology,
even
it's
in
money.
this, even in the amendment, like the verbiage, and when you go deep into it, it still doesn't cover a lot of things. It doesn't like that makes people like question like if everything is going to work as it is. Like there's just not enough like detail in some of the aspects of
It's
it. But
about who gets what percent and what tax laws, and they can take advantage of if they make this legal and all that. That's more. It's more money based.
But yeah, like I'll tell you, like for me, like November 5th, I'm gonna vote yes. I think that Amendment 3 is gonna be a wonderful move forward for Florida and the decriminalization that comes with it. But now I wanted to take this time, right, to educate our audience. And I'm part of this audience because a little bit. I'm putting you on the spot, but like there's gonna be with the legalization of marijuana. I mean, at least right now, if you go to a smoke shop, there's a lot of people that are selling these products that are THC based or whatnot. Like they have some kind of a kick to them or similar high to THC. But I just wanted to, like, I went to a smoke shop the other day, and I was telling you this story, Rob. Like, so I went to a smoke shop and this dude was trying to sell me this. He said, man, I got THCA. And I was like, what was the A for?
Asshole.
Yeah.
But he's like, I got THCA. Like, check this out. And he showed me like this tube, and it looked like again, like I told you, I've been in dispensaries, so it looked like a tube of weed. And I smelled it, and it had a familiar smell to weed. And he was like, yo, this is legal right now, but when you put fire to it, it becomes THC. And he was like, but I have the best. He's like, I'm from the other side of town. Like, I have a lot of repeat customers. They love this stuff. And it just mixes to me. Like, I've heard these terms Like again, I'm from the West Coast. I've been around good weed and regular weed. I didn't know about Reggie and mid and all of this till I came to the South. Like I never heard of any of those things. And now there's these terms. There's
Light dips.
There's THCA,
THCB.
K2.
Nah,
Which is
don't
not
do
weed.
that.
Don't throw
K2.
K2 in there.
K2
Don't throw
doesn't
no
belong in
K2.
So tell
Don't
me,
touch
somebody-
K2.
Somebody educate. Let's go from the top. What is
That's potpourri.
THCA?
Yeah, that's
THCA is basically marijuana before it's chemically activated. That's all it is.
So, but if somebody sells me weed and says, like, right now you're looking at the weed, it's not weed, but when you light it, it's weed.
No, it's weed when you look at it by itself. It's the psychoactive compound is what you're activating when you put fire or any kind of heating component to it. Then you're activating the THC that's in it, or THCB if you want to kind of call it that, but THC. Because there's many properties. It's still unstudied plant, but there's a bunch of properties to it. That's why you got the Delta 8, 9, Delta 10, HHC.
Oh my gosh.
A bunch of cannabidols. I know I'm butchering that word. But yeah, that's all it is. It's the legal loophole to sell marijuana legally.
So when you use those things, like, are they adding chemicals or are they like?
Possibly. Depends. Marijuana, you can alter it as much as possible when you're growing it. And especially with these other derivatives, you can spray it. Even weed is sprayed, just, depending who you get it from.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do all kind of crazy things with it.
So like, is it still natural? Like when I think of marijuana, I think of marijuana grown on a plant.
Still natural.
So this is just grown like a different way? Is that what it is? Like THCA?
No, they're just going by legal terms. That's all it is. Because I can't sell anything under the already Schedule 1 drug. So I got to find a new legal loophole and put this under another name and sell it under another, because they haven't studied the plant.
I think what LaRue is getting at is what is making that change such a difference that I can call it a Delta 8 instead of a Delta 9.
Right.
Like, because it's all from the actual
same
marijuana
plant, yeah.
plant. However, I think they're extracting or using different parts.
No, I was just saying, it's all coming from the same plant. It's a hemp plant.
Yeah, it's all from the hemp plant,
Yeah.
but Delta 10 is going to have something different than Delta 8, right? Like something, a
Yes.
part is not there
Because-
that is there for the other.
Because like Delta 9 is much milder than Delta 8, and Delta 9 is stronger than Delta 8, which is weird how it shifts like that. But yeah, it's primarily how they take it from the plant.
Really?
Yeah, and it's lab controlled.
It's like 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah, and it's lab controlled. Pretty much most of it is indoor.
Yeah.
So it's still like, so it's not harmful, or it's not like,
Yeah, it's harmful.
oh, it is harmful?
And there's always free radicals when you're smoking these plants.
So if regular weed at a dispensary versus that, like, is this harmful in comparison to regular? I keep saying regular weed.
No, not. All right, that's really difficult to
Yeah,
really come across.
I don't mean
but simply put it, overall, no.
So then, what about K2? What is K2?
Yes.
No.
Yeah,
Spice.
Don't touch that
potpourri.
stuff.
That's man-made.
That's not even real weed. It's somebody in a lab putting together potpourri and different things that.
Because every time they made that illegal, all they had to do was change out the formula, and then now it's not illegal no more.
Oh,
Yeah, never do the K2s. Anything that falls under that category,
Spike,
do not do that stuff.
It
Don't
was
smoke
so
it.
many brands.
Don't go near it.
Yeah, K2
Yeah.
does not
I used
deserve
to
to be
smoke
put in the
K2
same family as
I,
marijuana.
yeah.
when I was on probation.
Yeah, I found out about military
When I was
people,
on
that's how I found
probation, I
out.
started trying the K2 because I couldn't smoke herbs, the real weed, marijuana, and so I thought K2 was going to be a good substitute.
Way worse.
And when I started doing research on it, it scared me. Like, and I ain't gonna lie, there were times where it actually made me feel really messed up. Like,
Oh no,
yeah,
it took you there.
yeah, do not touch that K2 stuff. That is
threw
not.
up in the
it's-
strip club off that.
Oh, wow.
I was
Yeah.
ripped.
You threw up in a strip club.
I was ripped.
kicked you out.
It was at a bring your own bottle strip club, so we had like a 2-liter Coke. Filled half of that with Hennessy, and then we had like 2 blunts of K2. Plus we hit a regular blunt of marijuana before we got there.
Oh,
and then
no.
we finished. Both blunts got in. Sitting in the section, and all other members, like, my shit just woozy, and I just remember the security's like, "Oh, you can't handle her," and I'm looking at her and like,
Damn.
I get up, walk around the whole line, and the bathroom stalls are all open, and there's a security right next to the door. And the stall, as soon as I walked in, is like right there at the entrance of the door, and I just let go and just let my whole soul go. And then I was like,
don't
that's the
mess
last
with
time I did K2.
It makes you feel like you spinning.
Yeah, but it messes up your
worse.
brain too.
Yeah.
It does something in your brain.
They say put holes in your head.
Yeah, they say it puts like holes in your brains and stuff. Long story short, don't touch it.
Yeah, don't do K2.
Don't touch it.
Yeah, man.
Even if you want to experience something, don't do it.
Yeah, so like we're saying, man, hey, November 5th though, like 37 days from today, make sure you vote. And you know, we hope you vote yes, because you know, another thing, this is I'm not being paid for this, but a promotion why you should vote is because this amendment is going to also open up for testing of marijuana, so that you know that marijuana like that's mixed with fentanyl, that's mixed with all these different bad drugs, is not going to be legal to sell out here on the streets. So this is not only going to keep us safe, it's going to keep our children safe, and you don't have to worry about these brands making these products. Like, I don't want to knock THCA. I still not going to smoke it. K2, Delta 8, like all of these things that are like being manipulated to pass, you know, you don't know what's in them, you don't know what's whatever. So definitely, I think that even if you don't smoke marijuana, vote for Amendment 3.
And always look at your marijuana, just to add on to that.
Always
too,
look
before
at
you
it.
smoke at it. Make sure there's no mold, white spots, all kind of crazy little black bugs or anything like that.
But also, like, for as far as the voting goes, I know there's a lot of people that are single issue voters.
Yeah.
And so for those people that are single issue voters, even if you've never voted, you don't think your vote counts, if you are a marijuana smoker in any way, shape, or form,
Or
whether
supporter.
it's a edible eater, the smoker itself, dealing with you know, the regular marijuana, or the Delta 9s, Delta 8s, no K2, but all the other ones. If that's something that means something to you, then vote. Even if you don't think it matters, vote, and vote yes on Amendment 3. Don't let them fool you. They're going to try and put out ads that trick you into voting no. Don't. No, you vote yes on Amendment 3.
If the ballot was edible,
Read
it'd
it.
probably help.
Read the wording, please.
Yeah,
Don't
read
just
it.
vote yes. Read the wording and make sure they didn't flip it.
Yes. And thank you so much for tuning in. This is another great episode. We miss our brother. He'll be here with us soon. Souljah Bless, shout out to you. And speaking of shout outs, you know, this is the time that we go around the table and we spotlight, shout out someone that we see doing great things in the community, that's using their gifts, their talents, and making this world a better place. And today, if he's prepared, Rob, it's your spotlight shout out.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something, trying to freestyle something, but it's not coming to mind.
Nothing's
But
coming to
I would
mind.
like to thank y'all Negroes, y'all
Okay.
even Blessed too. I mean, I wish Blessed was here, but you know, especially since I've been down here in Florida, you know, I don't have no family, anything like that. So y'all been like family, and for the most part, and especially helping keep the mind straight.
Yeah.
Get through things in life, difficult challenges, anything else I'm going through. I know you're always there, so I'd like to thank y'all for sure.
Hey.
Let that be known and all that. So find something easy.
My brother.
But yeah,
sure.
shout out to Bless too,
Yes,
and
sir.
everybody, and Scott too, and all that. But
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, we love you, bro. You
Yeah,
know
for
that.
sure.
We love you
y'all
big
too.
time,
We don't
man.
play about you, bro. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Yeah, we don't play about none of our family, man. And
Real.
big shout out to
for y'all niggas.
Real.
hey, another big shout out to everybody supporting us, rocking with us. You know, we're just this little platform, man, that's trying to drill down to the seed, trying to put an entrepreneur seed in your mind and let you know that you are made for a purpose, and let you be reminded that you have greatness that's inside of you. Sometimes it takes, you know, friends like us to bring it out of you. So thank you. And today's jewel of the day comes from my pastor's sermon today. Had a great day at church. I just had to write it. Yeah, Pastor Daniels. I had to write it down and share it. So he said this: if we do little things like they are big things, then God will do big things like they are little things. So this right here speaks to my soul, and it's a reminder that God is always watching. I don't mean to make this into church, you know, but y'all know me. So I'm going to tell you and remind you to do the little things. Be a good human. Consider others. Be grateful for each day that you get to wake up, that your Creator allowed you to wake up today. and on no occasion, ever bite the mango seed. We are the Hot Mango Seed Podcast. Until next time, man, stay blessed.
Bid you adieu.
Bid you adieu.
And say no to Delta. I am a sour Kappa terror.
And I am vengeance. And I am a mango seed. I thought you were going to jump in, Henny.
Free Palestine, free Congo, free Sudan, and free the marijuana.
Stay high.
Yeah, vote Amendment 3. Hot Mango Seed out.
Free GTA 6.
Good.
Yeah, it's that King T on a hot beat of a dope track in the studio. Then to the stage, they so amazed, then fire blaze to another show. Prosperity.